Hey, welcome back.
We're back.
Welcome back in. Episode 94. 94 of the Wagon podcast in person. It's been, I think, 2 weeks. It's been maybe 3 weeks.
94. Been a while. We're well overdue.
We're well overdue.
DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Ware. The DeMarcus Ware episode.
Shout out.
Did he do anything bad?
I thought he might be dead.
Really? Broncos and Cowboys.
I don't know. He could be alive.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Shout out, regardless, DeMarcus Ware. A bunch of things have gone down.
A lot of stuff.
Chad did.
We have this is the peak sports.
Peak.
Like spring is the peak of sports, and we're busy.
We're in it.
Busy.
It. We have our schedule up here. There's like 10 million things on there. Movie review, all Boston sports, playoff stuff, agree, disagree, probably going to be mixed in. We have a $15 lineup graphic we're going to try and attack.
Yeah.
Immaculate grid, top 10 QB thing, Kentucky Derby, Champions League, bunch of things. So we're just going to get into it, see where we're at. I'd recommend looking in the description for time codes if you want to see something specific. Because no one knows what it'll actually be. So here we are. We have a new pope. I am honoring the old pope.
We do have a new pope.
With this shirt.
USA.
Yeah.
Do you feel patriotic? Patriotism doesn't really exist anymore.
Okay. That's...
It does. I mean, well...
Yeah.
At least where we exist.
The church, it kind of...
People hate America.
True. I saw one thing that was like... This is getting to a crazy thing, but someone said a little while ago, like, oh, if an American pope ever gets elected, it's like because America's like struggling. And the church, like the church will never elect an American pope if it's like America's being America. I have a question for you about that, though.
Okay. Yeah. I would argue he's not American.
He's really... Yeah.
He's
born here, raised here, but like spent most of his adult life in Peru.
Yeah.
A lot of Peru stuff.
And like speaks 4 languages. How many Americans speak more than English?
Right.
None.
But then I see the video of his brother talking about how he's like a White Sox fan.
I saw a video of him on the World Series broadcast.
Okay.
The White Sox World Series broadcast.
Yes. So it's like, that's the Pope, huh?
Yeah.
That's the Pope. In your eyes,
yes.
What's a worse look for the church? All the child sex scandal stuff, or the fact that the Pope went to Villanova?
In my eyes?
In your eyes.
Oh.
I know. I hate to put you on the spot.
Villanova.
Like Villanova.
Yeah. Villanova.
Yeah. No, I figured for you.
It's bad.
Tough.
Yeah, I hate it.
Tough.
I hate it. You know, it's the same thing with, like, I have to hate Cooper Flagg.
Right.
And I would like to like him.
Because he's from where
you're
from,
not
just
gonna
like
say
the Pope.
I like him at all. Yeah. And I hate all Duke players.
Yep.
I hate Villanova players.
Yeah, those are your schools for you.
No, I mean, it's good to get a guy in there.
I guess it's good to get a kid, I guess, right? Yeah. That was my thing. I was like, yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Again, mostly Peruvian.
Yeah.
I was in Peru for the last, 20 years.
I couldn't tell you, anything about the papacy.
The white smoke stuff.
Was fun.
Fun.
Super
fun. Fun, right? I think fun.
The Cardinals, all the jokes about, the Cardinals pick is in because the NFL draft
was
super funny.
I believe, I could be totally wrong, but I believe their process is, they just keep having votes until somebody gets a majority.
I think so.
They lock them in a room and everyone just keeps voting.
Well, no, when you're on a jury, it has to be unanimous decision?
Yeah.
I think it has to be unanimous.
I think it has to be unanimous as well, because 12 ain't
What does the Pope do, other than give, a mass?
It's a great question. I think they, run Vatican City also.
That Vatican City is the smallest country in the world.
Right. I got this there. This is not offensive because we got this in the Vatican.
Yeah, why would that be offensive?
I don't know. Especially because I like Pope Francis. He was awesome. He was fun.
What'd you like about him?
He, first priest to say that gay people shouldn't be, murdered.
Okay, so he
acknowledged all the
Christians hate him.
Yeah. Acknowledged all the scandals also in the church first time. So yes, a lot of traditionalists.
So it's really being the Pope is just doing the mass, doing the services, and then you're cleaning up.
And I think just has a bajillion resources at his disposal type of thing.
Right.
But there's a lot of things church related. There was one guy who made divorce okay.
Right.
A little while ago.
Okay.
So there's stuff like that.
Right. So they're just slowly
stuff about if you can have mass before,
and when they're saying stuff like that, do they fully change the Bible?
I don't think you can change the Bible.
Or do they just try and interpret it differently?
I think there might be some of that
because that is still the textbook, right? That's still the Hitchhiker's Guide to Christianity.
I think so, but does the Bible tell you how to behave in church? There's a lot of like.
No, but I meant in terms of like gay people can't be married.
Yes, I think they do a lot of interpreting.
They look at like when science was like, hey, by the way, guys, evolution totally happened.
Totally happened.
And the Bible was like, no, God made everything.
Yeah.
And then Christianity had to like find a way to.
Yeah.
Or you just have to be a diehard Bible guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think there was some people who wanted that. From what I've heard briefly, is like this American Pope has not given an opinion on like anything.
Right. Okay.
So,
cool.
He's like as middle of the road as
me and my family got into an argument the other day about how he's spoken Spanish to everyone, and like most of Christians nowadays are Spanish, like majority.
Yes. Okay.
Because like
South America.
Whatever. Yeah, South America. And how there's different dialects in Spanish,
right.
And if like some people couldn't understand them, because we made the like if an Australian got elected or like some dude from Ireland or Scotland, like we probably wouldn't understand a lot of what he's saying.
True, especially as
you would get most of it, but like but if they spoke with their accent,
right? Yeah, because Spanish.
Like, do people in Spain who speak like I think Spain's more like textbook Spanish?
Yes,
understand his Peruvian accent?
I think
if he has one, I'm not saying he does.
Right, which he might after like 20 years.
Interesting.
That's such a great thought.
Also, we did. Can you name the top 3 languages in the world?
Top 3, like most popular?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You have 5 seconds.
Okay, English, Spanish. Could I say Russian?
You could.
Chinese. Mandarin.
Mandarin. I think it was.
I would go Mandarin because
English, Mandarin,
Hindu.
Yeah.
Because
that was my guess. Was Hindu.
Because you have Pakistani and India.
No, I think English was first.
English first.
I said Hindu would have been, or no, I said Mandarin.
Interesting.
And then Spanish was like 4th or something, and whatever they speak in India. Is that it?
I thought so.
Oh, no, Arabic was 3rd.
Oh, makes sense. That's
Arabic
everybody over there. Little interesting like Pope wrinkle thing. Mm-hmm. Like I talked to my mom about it. Like they had one Pope for like all of our parents' childhood, like forever.
Right. And they loved him. Everyone loved him.
Right. He was elected in like this, like when he was like 40.
Yeah.
And just wrote it all out until like 2005.
Yeah.
Or something.
So do you think he'll do like a tour of the United States now?
He must.
Right.
It'll be a whole thing.
Yeah.
I saw him speaking English in like a mostly. He had a little bit of Peruvian in there, but like mostly American accent, and it was like, this is strange.
What's your thoughts on the robes they wear?
The black and red,
or just whatever, like
the Cardinals robes, so tough,
so sick.
The conclave robes are unreal.
They're literally like Jedis.
They're literally Jedis. Yeah, it's so cool.
Same stairs from Conclave. Did you see that?
Really?
In Star Wars,
the same ones.
Same stairs.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that Conclave movie.
Me too.
I watched
Tucci.
2 Popes came out a few years ago, nominated for an Oscar. Unreal. That was about Francis. Yeah, those robes are so sick. Papa. Yeah. Holy Father. That's Pope Talk.
Pope Talk.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Which is huge. We've been there, so we can talk about it.
Wait, what?
We've been there, so we can talk about it.
We have been
the
there.
Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, we did see the Sistine Chapel.
Okay, cool. We want to talk about movies, movie review. First thing on the list.
As always.
Yes.
You're back.
I'm so back.
I would argue you're not back.
Okay, why?
Because you weren't in on this, and you're hopping on the bandwagon.
No. I was in on the people who are making it.
But you didn't talk about it on the show nearly enough.
No, I was so cautious.
So
cautious.
Which is fair. You should have been cautious, but now you're.
I know. I'm so in.
Yeah.
I'm so in. It's just because the people who made it. That was the only thing. I was like, they got like 6 A24s top people.
But you can't just claim the good ones and forget about the bad ones.
I guess not.
Because Red Hulk was just completely.
Really bad.
You were so hyped for that.
You
were more hyped for that than you were for Thunderbolts. Yes. Talking wise.
Yeah, talking wise for sure.
Yeah.
Because that movie I knew was probably gonna not be great. This one I was like, oh, what's happening here?
There's not a lot about it.
I don't really know. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, they have all these really good people doing it? Like, what's happening? These trailers are really cool. The movie is like really, really, really
I'm excited to watch it. I haven't really seen it.
It's really good. I think there's a lot of stuff has come out about Marvel.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do any of the new Avengers, official name change, right?
Official.
Do any of the new Avengers, has that ever happened in a movie?
No, I don't think so. I was trying to think.
Do any of the new Avengers have powers? Or are they all just... Okay, they do.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure because I haven't seen...
Yeah. Winter Soldier.
In the trailer, they do... Well...
So, and he's technically like a super soldier.
Yeah, but he just has like...
There's 3 of them.
An iron arm.
Yeah, but he took the same serum that Captain America took. Just like
I wouldn't really argue that's powers.
Oh, okay. So that's
just a stronger human.
Okay,
I meant more like...
Yeah, there's one... So the one
like
character...
Iron Man doesn't have powers.
Right.
I would argue like Thor.
Right. The one character that this is a really strong point of the movie. There was one character in this that like she was a villain in a she was the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? So it's like you probably don't even know who that is. I barely knew who that was. But what's cool is her powers are like sick. Right. So it like totally worked. So it's like I didn't need to know anything as much because like her powers are so cool. And then they also like kind of spoiler, but there's like Marvel. Okay, I won't. No. But there's a new character that has like powers galore.
Okay, the one that makes people like invisible.
Yeah.
Turns them into shadows.
I've
seen that.
Yeah.
All right, I have a question.
Please.
How many hits does Marvel need for Marvel to be back?
They need Fantastic Four, and then they're
because I was looking at the list of Marvel movies
coming out,
and there's no the ones that I'm looking at the list of every Marvel movie.
Okay,
and some like there's more. I forget about all the like. There's a lot of good movies. Like,
yeah, especially pre-Endgame.
If you count Deadpool, Wolverine,
right?
Guardians 3 was a good movie.
Great. Yeah.
Before that, there's really nothing until like Spider-Man.
Right. At post Endgame, it's a graveyard basically. Besides the ones
post Endgame, there's 2 Spider-Mans, Guardians, and then like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Garbage. Yeah. Hot garbage.
I thought it was funny at the time.
Yeah, but really bad.
Yeah, if you break it down, it's really bad.
It's really bad, and so they're a huge question. You got a question about that?
Well, that was my question. Just like how many?
Yeah,
because this is the 36th movie of the universe.
Yeah.
So it's like at a certain point, we're diluting the great movies, and we're
right. How
many movies are you going to make in one universe?
That's
no other movie franchise comes even close.
36,
and you can't even say like, oh, Marvel movies are my favorite because there's 36 of them.
So many, yeah.
Compared to like. And this doesn't even count like the shows or like the OG X-Men,
right? Which are now technically a part of it. Yeah. So it's so crazy. So there's a huge Marvel like expose thing that came out like a few days ago, kind of on the back of this.
Can you define that?
Big article, behind the scenes article.
Gotcha.
That was written. I think Washington Post. They said after Endgame, so that whole spree you just listed, Disney was like just focused on money, which like everyone knew, but then it came out that it was like official. And Kevin Feige, this is the reason why I'm like really, really hopeful because all this stuff came out about Kevin Feige, who's in charge of Marvel. Because I was like, has he lost his fastball?
Right.
Disney was like pressuring the hell out of him to do all this, and they said like he's like it just feels like homework. Fans don't like this shit, so he did a whole thing. It was like fans shouldn't like this. It feels like homework to watch our movies. Like our movies just aren't that good. And I'm like, whoa, oh my god, all this like accountability. Right. You know what I mean? And so now he's like, yeah, we're not doing like the shows. Like Disney was like, you need to do all these shows. You need to do this, this, and this. They were saying like Kevin Feige like couldn't even be reached by most people because he's so busy and spread thin. So they're like completely course correcting all the powers to Kevin Feige. The 2 things that have been done since that, Daredevil and Thunderbolts. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty good because Fantastic Four needs to be really good. Then
it looks awesome.
It does look awesome. There's, there's a lot of hype towards that now.
I think even if the plot is bad, like the vibe is going to be
vibe's going to be so
and it's
cool.
Good actors, so it'll be good acting.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And the concept's really cool.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts was just really, really great. Like there's a lot of talk about that Florence Pugh's character is already a better Black Widow than Scarlett Johansson, and like I wouldn't really argue that. Like because
that feels disrespectful.
It's totally, but it's just like so well written. And it's like, oh my god. And she's like a leading... This is the thing, too, is like... They tried to do just so much shit. Like you said, so much shit where it's like... They did Iron Man. Like, they casted this unbelievably charismatic actor to be Iron Man. And it was awesome. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, Florence Pugh is like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you just have this unbelievable, like, top of her game actor playing one of the lead characters. It's going to work. So, that was really great. I do think they're on their way to being back. With all the there's like this is the first time in so long where I was like, oh, Marvel has a real direction. Like now I totally see. Like it's crazy how much that movie did for like course correction.
Right.
I was like, oh, whoa. Yeah. Now we have the I need to watch the Fantastic Four now. Like need to.
Yeah.
Need to see the Avengers movie. I'm like, whoa. This is sick.
I always felt like that about the old Marvel movies.
Me too.
I haven't felt that lick since.
Me neither. And because I'm so into it, I would kind of like trick myself into being like, oh, well, this can be cool. Right. But it's not real. And now this was the first one where I was like, whoa. You know, like I had that actual feeling. So it was great. It was a huge win. He's going to allegedly, a report came out, he's going to direct a new X-Men movie. I'm fine with that. I mean, these people who did this movie, again, the writer on this movie wrote like The Bear, and wrote like the one with Jeremy Allen White, the show.
Revenant.
Yeah, that's it. The show, the cooking show that's like nominated for everything. So it's just like get a bunch of good people, but you can't
I'm
do
upset
that
you
if
went to
you're
the
doing...
movie theaters and didn't watch Sinners.
Me too. I need to watch Sinners.
Yeah,
it might be a legit tomorrow thing.
it's so good.
It's so good.
Bring 'em on.
Yeah, that's all the moms.
Oh, shout out all the moms.
Shout out all the moms. Mother's Day.
It is Mother's Day in an hour.
I'm so excited for Mother's Day. Best day ever.
Gonna
Okay, that's all I
wake
got.
my mom up when I get home.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, so that movie was really awesome. Go see it. The new Avengers, Thunderbolts, whatever it's called. So, yeah.
Sweet, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, Celtics. If you made it through that,
awesome.
time for the sports.
Time for the sports.
Celtics finally fucking won a basketball game.
Finally, dude.
Finally. Oh, we lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, we
Trade Tatum.
Trade Tatum.
Who would ever say that? You're an accountability guy.
I said that.
Yeah.
I said that over a text chain.
I took screenshots.
What?
Yeah.
A private text chain I made.
No. It was multiple different text chains.
Two, at least two.
All group chats.
Yeah. I was ready to blow it up.
No, you were. You said fire Joe Missoula. Fire Joe was a text.
Okay.
Could have been talking about Joe Schmo.
Anyway, I could Schmo.
But
Trainer.
You said fire Joe, trade Tatum.
Trade Jaylen Brown as well.
Yeah.
I said
for the salary cap.
Completely rebuild.
Rebuild around.
And not no one.
No. Peyton Pritchard.
No, Peyton Pritchard. I think I said keep Derek White. I think.
Yeah, it was. You would be a perfect like Sports Center.
All right, I'm the most reactionary guy ever.
Yeah.
That stuff is like that. I wouldn't like ever put on tape. That like the whole like trade Tatum thing.
Yeah.
Now I am obviously, but like that. That was just pure emotion speaking. I was just letting it seep out. There's some other group chat etiquette that we really need to discuss.
True.
We have
Our friend. Should we call him?
We'll call him up right now. When we have a 6-point lead. By the way, this is a kid we're in a group chat with like 9 or 10 guys. Like 4 of them are Celtics fans. This kid's a diehard Celtics fan. Like he's not a casual fan. Like he's a diehard Celtics fan. When we're up like 6 points, he will be like, "Oh, series over. Congrats," and start like chirping everyone else in the chat. And it'd be like, "Told you guys, you all stink. Like Celtics are gonna. Oh, I knew this series would be over."
Yep.
And we're like, "Please stop. You are just tempting the jinx gods, unbelievably so." He does it every time.
Yep. See if he answers.
I'll be shocked if he does.
He's in California. So.
He's in California, so it's prime. So it's 8 p.m. in LA right now.
Yeah. No, I mean the group chat jinx is insane.
It's insane. So he's done it both times, game 1 and 2, when we were both up 20 points. And he was like, went on a tear about how this series is going to be over in 4, like both times.
Yeah.
And so we lose both times. So
all right, maybe
the jinx, the jinx gods like fear him, I think. So yeah, we put him in timeout. But don't do that in the group chat, please.
He's banned. A lot of people are getting ahead of themselves. People are so reactionary. So reactionary.
Who would do that?
I would bring up the point. Has any, not any, has every NBA dynasty, which we're trying to build, won back-to-back years every time? Do they win every championship? Did the 80s Celtics win every year in the 80s?
No.
Did the Spurs win every year?
No.
I wasn't going to say the Bulls.
Right.
Did
Basically.
Yeah. Did the Warriors win every year? No, it's impossible to win
That's like the modern thing.
And also, we lost 2 games. We didn't lose a series.
2 games.
We lost them in terrible fashion.
Barely.
I'm willing to admit that.
Yes.
25 for 100 from the 3-point line. Yeah. It's just aggravating. It was an aggravating loss. But I'm not gonna. You gotta put it behind you. I think so many fans are so reactionary, and it's just like, and the opposing fans they're like, dude, this team sucks. Like,
dude, the Knicks won the finals.
Yeah, Knicks won the finals.
Yeah, this is great.
You win 1 game.
My biggest.
This would have been bad though if we lost this game.
So bad.
So bad. The
my biggest
would have been insane.
My sort of just. And we'll get more into it, but my bold sort of 1-sentence takeaway after game 3 is like, wow, as long as the Celtics don't shoot historically poorly, they will destroy every team.
Yeah, and we shot 50% from 3 today, which won't happen every game also.
Right.
But water finds its level, and we won by 30?
Yeah.
So if we shoot 40% league average, then we're still winning by
20.
15.
Yeah, 15, 20. Yeah. So again, and we're not the 25 to 100 number. Like, congrats, we shot the 2 worst times we have all season.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right, I have a couple things here.
Please.
I don't want to do the jinx thing.
Okay.
But this is my actual thoughts.
Okay.
I don't believe. I mean, we haven't seen a Jalen Brunson 40-point game.
Yep.
I don't believe the Knicks are good enough to beat us, I think we can only beat ourselves in the series.
Agree.
Which is a big worry, like for future series, like future games, whatever. And I'm like that can totally happen. The Knicks might be able to beat us. I don't think, like if we lose games, it's more on us than on them.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Especially because I know, I'm sure he's going to have 45 next game, but I have confidence in our defense to be able to.
Do you have confidence in Jason Tatum?
No, not right now.
Okay, I'd like to share a thought with you.
Please.
These are the current players in the NBA to have 4 All-NBA first teams and an NBA championship under their belt.
Got it.
Jason Tatum will be first team All-NBA this year.
Yep.
To have his 4th. So Jason Tatum, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Anthony Davis. That's it out of all the players in the NBA. Those are the only guys that have 4 first-team All-NBAs and a championship.
Right.
Like Kawhi doesn't, all these guys, James Harden, like so many legends don't. Like Jason Tatum is that guy. He really is.
He said that in his presser today.
He said, "I'm that guy."
He said, "I'm that guy."
Really?
People
are going to say that's so corny.
He said, I know, "That's a question I have."
And then SGA says it being down 2-1 as well, and they're like, "Holy shit, he's cool." Yeah.
He said that's just because they were like, "Does the criticism get to you?" And he's like, "That's just what comes with being that guy."
It's true. It is true. I have another thought for you.
Please.
Since the 2020 season, this is playoff points, the ranking of most playoff points.
Since 2020.
Since 2020. Do you want any guesses? Jason Tatum has 2,400 points.
Where is that? Like first, second, third?
First.
First. Okay.
Second place is Jokic, 2,100. So he has 300 more points than whoever's in second for the most playoff points.
In the last 5 seasons.
Yeah. Luka has 1,600.
It's way lower.
Way lower. LeBron has 1,300. He has 1,000 more points than LeBron. 1,000 points in high school was like, holy shit, you're getting your name on the wall.
Yeah.
We're hanging your shit up.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, that's the difference between him and LeBron for playoff points in the last 5 years.
Seasons. That's a huge sample size, too.
That's an extra 200 points a year.
So there's no world where I should not be confident in Jason Tatum.
No.
I really should.
People are like, oh, he's not clutch in the playoffs. He has the most points ever in a Game 7.
He absolutely has been clutch in the playoffs. And I've said that. My thing is like,
it's like
right
the specific
now,
last play that people focus on.
I know.
And you realize that we blow teams out all the time. People don't think about that.
I know. The first 2 games I was just so worried about him. I was like, is he...
Yeah, Jaylen Brown went 0 for 9 and everyone was like, Tatum sucks.
Yeah.
From 3.
Yeah. So, and he played great today. He had like 20 points, but he had like a really effective 20 points.
He's also clearly dealing with like a wrist injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is bad on the
He's been doing it for a while.
Step back 3.
On the plane, he brought had a thing that simulates like bone healing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Here, another thing to that is Tatum corny? He did this celebration.
He's been doing that for so long.
Apparently, so is Kawhi. So he stole Kawhi's celebration.
Oh.
Yeah.
Corny
motherfucker.
Kawhi's the corniest guy we know.
Yeah. Fun guy.
I don't know.
That's great.
I get hating from outside the club, you know?
Right.
It's like, even if we lose in the playoffs, even if we lose to the Knicks, or we win and we lose to the Cavs, or whatever it is, we won a championship last year.
I know.
Doesn't matter. The thought exercise I did the other day was like, if this was last year and we had not won a championship, I would maybe be jumping off of the Prudential Center.
100%.
Yeah.
100% agree. I mean, he's just, again, he just fell into that, like, taking a bunch of step back threes, which, like, I do respect it because there have been times, especially that Philly series a couple years ago, where he has just shot his way out of it. So it's like, it's
that's
tough
what people
to say.
do, though. It's not just Tatum.
Right. It's not just Tatum at all. But I'm just saying him specifically. I've seen him do that before, but it's just the most frustrating thing ever when you see it. Should I have the maturity to trust this superstar who isn't?
But do you trust
20?
him in the way to like take over a game, or just like in the last 5 seconds? Is that where your brain's at? I feel like that's so many people's brains.
I don't trust him in the last 5 seconds right now, but I trust him right now.
Do you think that's more Tatum or the like coaching, calling of a play?
It's definitely a little bit of that.
Yeah, because game one, we didn't even get a play.
The best play that we've run this whole series was game 2 when he just drove down the court. And then did it again. Yeah, and then did it again and was swarmed by 17 people. Now, I am so confident, especially after today, in his ability to just play the most like effective team game ever, which is what he played today.
Yeah.
And he shot well.
He's selfless.
He's extremely selfless. But do we want to transfer to Joe? Coach Joe?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Some people say that Joe Mazzulla is trying too hard. Would you agree or disagree?
I would disagree.
I would disagree too. We are referring to all the insane Joe Mazzulla quotes.
Yeah, I have some for you.
Please.
Okay. I actually have a list of some that are real, some that are AI, and I want you to guess.
Great.
Okay. This was a quote on timeouts.
Okay.
He said, remember, it was game 2. Yeah, he had the extra timeout. Mm-hmm. Why use a timeout when you can use tension? I like to see what the universe has in store first.
I think that's AI.
AI.
Oh my god. I didn't think I was right though.
All right. Basketball is just jazz with sneakers. I let the guys improvise.
I don't think he likes jazz. I think that's AI.
All right. I trust the numbers, except when I don't, then I trust the vibes.
Is that AI too?
Yeah, these are all AI.
Oh, okay. Dude, what?
Yeah.
They could have all been
They're like
real,
two
though.
sides of the same coin. I just make sure the coin doesn't land on its edge.
That could be real.
Coaching Tatum and Brown.
That could be real.
Yeah.
The one today was we just had to harness the darkness.
On playoff pressure. Pressure is just playoffs flirting with you. You got to flirt back.
See, he wouldn't say flirt.
No, he wouldn't.
He would say attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to fight back.
You have to fight back.
Yeah.
He says today, he was like,
this
we
one's
just
awesome.
have to harness our
On
darkness.
his meditation routine, I watched The Departed 3 times in silence this morning. That's my form of mindfulness.
That could be 100% real.
Could be real.
Could be real.
They're all AI, though.
That's
all AI.
crazy.
Yeah.
All could be real. I don't think he's trying too hard. I literally just think that's how he is.
No, I think it's when you're losing terrible games, it's like, oh man, this does not sound good.
No.
Same thing as Belichick.
Same things about
It was like when those last couple of years,
it got old quick.
Mac Jones looked awful, and he was like, "We're on to Tennessee." Everyone was like, "Jesus Christ, get this guy out of here!"
Yeah.
When you're blowing 20-point leads in the playoffs, and Mazzulla says something like, "They were good shots."
Yeah.
It's fucking annoying. But
Yeah.
when you're winning, you're like, "Oh, this guy is the best."
So cool.
This
Like
guy's the
today,
best.
him saying we had to retreat back into our darkness and harness the darkness. I was like, this
Sick.
guy's
so sick.
cool.
He's Batman. But when it's working, it's fun.
Yeah.
When it's not, it's the worst.
And again, I think some outside fans who just hate the Celtics are like, F this guy. But also, we see basically everything he says. And there's been times where he's like, if I get fired, I understand. You know what I mean? So I just don't
He's
think
like, I don't even know how I got this job.
I have no idea how to get this job. Which, again, that's another thing that I kind of give him a big pass for is the insane way that he inherited this job.
Yeah.
So, no, I do not think he's trying too hard at all. I think that's just how he is.
Agree. Do you got more Celtic stuff?
I have a couple more. I have that question, that hypothetical I posed to you earlier. Also, this is another Tatum thing. Have your feelings about Jason Tatum changed after the first 3 games of this series? Mine has, because I was so sure he was the 3rd best player in the league, and I know that was potentially an exaggeration. Not an exaggeration.
So who overtook him, Luka?
That's the thing I don't
SGA?
know. I was gonna say Giannis or SGA.
Who was above him before?
Jokic. Oh fuck. What did I think? I thought I had Jokic and Giannis over him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the only 2 people that could have overcame him were
SGA or
who
Luka.
also played bad.
Yeah,
today.
so he's the 3rd best player. He's the 3rd best player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bias sprinkled in there, but also he has a ring and 4 first-team All-NBAs, and the other 2 guys don't.
Okay.
That's the basis for best player.
Agree.
Yeah. What was the thing you posed earlier? Was that it?
No. If the Celtics
if I lost faith in Jason Tatum after 3 games or something like that?
No, if the Celtics lose to the Knicks and the Wizards or whoever offer us the number 1 overall pick for Jaylen Brown, maybe Drew Holiday, maybe Baylor Shireman.
Wow, that's way too much.
Should the Celtics do it?
I mean, there's a lot of cap implications. I tried to look into it, and it's just
not pretty.
Yeah, I hate looking at cap stuff. I just can't figure it out.
I can't.
Everyone's saying we're gonna have to trade Jaylen Brown or Kristaps and Drew or something like that. I have faith that Brad Stevens will figure something out.
And they usually do. The smart dudes usually do. That's the thing.
Always.
But we keep hearing that this is they can't figure out this.
No, this is one of those things where when we're we could be GMs. I don't want to do this.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the part where we're just pay the guys.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, this is what happens when you pay all the guys.
You can't pay literally anyone else.
Then you're like, well, why am I doing this job?
How did I get here?
So I would say no, because Cooper Flagg is a racist.
Okay. Who said that?
You said that.
No. I did not say that. No.
Someone told me that.
Okay, got it. The only reason why I kind of thought this was a bit more had legs because of the cap situation. I think you have to consider it, but my thing is I think it's so much easier to retain 2 of the 15 best players in the league and try to fill in the pieces around it than put a player very much in his prime versus a kid who's 19 years old and try to figure something out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I say no because of that. Also, I just love Jaylen Brown, so I'd be really, really sad.
All right. Yeah.
Another thing that's going around, the current Boston Celtics would have swept the 2017 Golden State Warriors. I think that's absurd, so let's just say...
I don't think anyone in the history of NBA would sweep that team.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's say the current Boston Celtics would beat the 2017 Golden State Warriors in a 7-game series.
Yeah, they were so good.
So good.
So good.
I don't think so.
I also don't think so. I just don't think so.
I think that's the best team I've ever seen.
I mean, we had the 5th best net rating of all time last year.
Yeah.
Of all time. I think they were above it.
Yeah, I think so too.
They were just an amazing team.
It was absurd. Team. And that was like the first year of all the new, like Kevin Durant into it. So like vibes were like all-time high.
No, that wasn't the first year.
Yeah, the first year. Or 17, 18 maybe. Because 16 was the Cavs year, the 3-1 year.
Oh, yeah.
So 17, 18, I guess.
No,
So it's like there weren't any bad vibes yet on that team. Yeah. So it's just like, how are we going to...
I don't think
so either. Compete. As Celtics fans, I don't think so.
I think it would be a series.
Oh, it'd be a really
gritty
series.
We would win a game or two.
Draymond, yeah. It'd be a really gritty series.
I also think this year we were 1 game off the all-time record for road wins.
Yeah.
And I think we tied that team. So, like...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, they're just so good.
They were unreal.
Interesting thing, though.
But I don't know, maybe.
Do you want to get into the cap? Is that what you want to get into? Or?
No, I couldn't read the article. Too many words.
I just looked at a chart, and it just said the Suns are just so fucked.
So fucked.
So fucked.
So the Suns are
fucked. The Timberwolves than us. But we're only a few million below the really bad part. So we need to get a little bit better.
But I think that's without like a couple extra players.
Yes.
And then it gets worse year after year.
Yeah. Are you done with Celtics?
Yeah, I have some other NBA playoff stuff if you want to do that.
Okay.
Or we can do cap stuff, or we can do whatever.
I have one last Celtics thing.
Okay.
I saw this picture and found out that Jason Tatum's butt is pretty big.
That's not real.
That's real, 100%. It's like from a video.
This is as close to a mushroom.
No, I just screenshotted that from a reel.
That's not real.
That's a picture. That's a picture of Jason.
That's his real big butt?
That's his butt.
That is massive.
That's a huge butt. That feels like something I should be talking about.
Why didn't we lead with that?
I don't know.
I have something else that we should have led with.
Please.
I found a 4-leaf clover today.
Really?
At halftime.
At halftime?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I might have willed the Celtics to victory.
It's
in my wallet.
Oh my god.
Also the Pope thing.
The Pope thing.
We led with all the wrong stuff.
We did. Tatum butt, 4-leaf clover, Pope thing. Wow.
Found a 4-leaf clover today.
Very cool.
My girlfriend found like 7 last week. She is unreal.
On a tear.
Unreal.
On a tear with 4
Doesn't even
clovers.
pick them anymore because they're just like...
Doesn't even pick them.
She said they call to her. She'll like sit down and just be like, oh, look. And I'm like, what?
They're that... I've never found one in my life.
Found one today.
Thank you, Celtics.
Yeah.
The Pope theory.
Pope theory, the Celtics didn't win while there was no Pope seated. I don't know.
No Pope.
The papacy was empty.
Yeah.
And now there's a Pope and the Celtics are undefeated. So Joe Mazzulla needs to fight for his religion.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yep.
And we're back in business.
Undefeated in the playoffs with a Pope.
With the Pope.
The last 2 years. Kinda.
When did
we lost to the Magic?
Yeah.
Yep.
But was he dead already?
He might have been, honestly.
But then that would mean we also won without a Pope.
Right.
Well, we can win without a Pope, but we can't.
We can't lose with a Pope.
True.
That's for sure.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Pope's back, we're
back.
Yep.
Yep. 3 balls back due to the Pope.
Thank you, Pope.
Yes.
Pope
Leo?
Leo.
Is that his? Yeah.
Not his real name. His real name's like John.
My mom brought up the fact that we could cut this, but how the Pope can just choose his name, but if a transgender does it, it's a huge problem. And I was like,
whoa.
I'm not going to comment, Mom.
Huge. Yeah, we're not going to comment, but what a
thought.
What a shot across the bow from Mom.
Yeah, brought it up the other night at dinner.
That's like grenade right on the table. I'm going to walk away. It's like,
I was like,
whoa.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
I guess you're right.
But
at the same time, if some dude came up to me and was like, my name's Leo, I'd be like, nice to meet you, Leo. Your real name is John, but...
Some people get mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
get mad about
that. Yeah. People get pumped about Pope Leo, though.
People get pumped about Pope Leo.
Yeah.
Arguably, probably the same people.
Yeah. Same dudes.
Moving right along. Yeah. You want to do NBA playoff stuff? I'm good with that.
I just had a quick playoff thought because we were talking about Tatum, clutch. I wanted to bring up Donovan Mitchell.
Yes, please do.
Because the Cavs lost their first 2 games.
Yep.
Their whole entire team's hurt. Which, at a certain point, you have to take a step back and stop being like, oh, next year when we're healthy, you might take a step back and be like, maybe all our players are just injury prone.
Yes, maybe we're not healthy ever.
Yeah, maybe you don't play them the whole season. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Anyways, Donovan Mitchell had like 50 points, 48 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 48 points, carried the team to the victory.
Yeah.
He is one of the best playoff performers in this generation. And he's so nasty and nothing to show for it ever. And it's just like, I want to give him his flowers.
Yes.
His playoff record is 28-33. He's had 30 or more point games. 30. In those games, they're 15-15. His team's 15-15. He has 7 or more 40-point games
in the playoffs,
and 3 50-point games in the playoffs, and 15-15.
Nuts.
He's
nuts.
I remember they made it to the
second round.
Yeah, I mean the Jazz.
Did the Jazz? Yeah, I think it was the second round.
And the Cavs.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So
no
one talked about him like Joel Embiid.
There's
but
so many.
Dude, he's nasty.
He's so nasty. There's so many Jazz series where he just like out of nowhere was like
crazy.
Whoa, what is happening?
In the bubble,
he's like the way people talk about Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. They should absolutely talk about Donovan Mitchell. Like
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like right now, not like in a couple. Like right now, you already should be doing that.
He's the guy that's.
And that's what I've been saying. That's like, and we've both kind of said this all year. Like I'm legit. I mean, we have to get out of this series. This is going to be an absolute battle. I'm legit super scared of the Cavs.
I'm also scared of the Pacers. I'll say that. I don't think they have the scoring, but they're on. Dude, the way they move the basketball.
And how about this? Like we all kind of got clowned on the internets last year.
Doesn't sound like us at all.
When we swept the Pacers and we were like, hey, the Pacers are really good. That was a really tough series. Everyone's like, all right, it's the Pacers and you swept them. Yeah. It's like, every game was like insanely close.
Yeah,
and they're just so good. It's like, dude, the Pacers
they're so
are good.
Deep. It's like a random player would go off and you'd be like, oh, who's this random player? And then it's Andrew Nebhard, who's like a huge
part of the
important piece of the team.
Yeah, so it's not a random player. Yeah,
not a random player.
Yeah.
And the only two other things I had were the Timberwolves are the best in the West, maybe.
Dude,
they're built for playoff basketball.
They are.
They could be losing right now.
They could be.
But
no Curry,
but they're deep. They're just a deep. Oh wow, close game. 84-82 with 5 minutes left.
Damn.
But like Ant, obviously everyone knows Ant has the it factor.
Yeah.
And then they have the depth. I don't know. They're just the team that I like. Maybe it's because they went to the conference finals last year and they're still young. But
they're kind of interesting because they like shook it up so bad and they were like figuring out a lot for a while.
Yeah.
But then they kind of figured it out
with Ant.
Yeah.
I sneaky trust them more than the Thunder.
Me too, I think.
Maybe it's because they've done it and the Thunder really haven't.
But I know the Nuggets are so interesting.
So interesting. They fired their coach, fired their GM.
They're up 2-1 on the Thunder.
They're up 2-1.
Well, I thought the Thunder at times look like
there's a game tonight, right?
Yes. No, they played last night.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Did you see Joker walked in with the Joker suit on?
It's so sick.
Yeah.
It's a tough game.
If SGA doesn't beat the Nuggets, is his MVP like invalid?
It totally should be.
Totally
invalid,
invalid, right?
But it won't be, but it should be.
Yeah. It won't be. Yeah.
It absolutely should be. I have going off that, I asked you this in the car already, but is Nikola Jokic the 5th best player of our lifetime? Meaning players since we've been born. You were born in 2001, I was born in 2002.
Right.
Players since then. So we have like LeBron, Duncan, Kobe, Steph, KD, then the rest of them. Chris Paul, Carmelo, whatever. Is Nikola Jokic at least the 5th best player out of that bunch? So
how many guys since 2000 have 3 MVPs? It's LeBron.
Does Duncan have 3 since then?
Tim Duncan, I think has 3.
Kobe does not.
Kobe has 1.
Kobe has 1.
Curry has 2. KD has 1 maybe.
LeBron
has 4.
Has 4.
Yeah. And then Jokic has 3.
Jokic has 3.
Giannis has 2.
Yeah. Giannis has 2.
Yeah.
And Giannis is also there, obviously. And Giannis has the same amount of rings as Jokic. But
dude, I think so.
I think he's 5.
I think if you're talking about just skill-wise,
you'd have to put him over one of LeBron,
I mean, does
Duncan.
Shaq count?
Yeah. I mean, we were like the end of it, though. Like 01 and 02 were really, really awesome. And then it kind of started
and then
to fall
one
out.
with the Heat.
And then one with the Heat, not as dominant, but really, really
but
good.
But still, that's a couple MVPs and 3 rings.
Yeah, so he has to be better than two of Shaq, that version of Shaq, LeBron, Duncan, Kobe, Steph, Kevin Durant, Giannis.
He doesn't have the career accolades yet, but he has 3 MVPs in a ring. And dude, the triple double,
the guy in terms of again, like it's tough because obviously I've watched way more of Jokic than I ever watched of Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I kind of have a hard on for Jokic too. Like he's my guy.
He's so good.
Yeah,
like for me, he's at least the 5th best player. I'd put him
what stars do you
above
dislike?
Kevin Durant.
What stars do you dislike?
Stars that I dislike. I dislike SGA at this current moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's black, or because?
Nope.
I'm just clearing the air.
Not because
I was feeling that energy, and I was like, Matt,
wrong energy.
We're gonna have to end this podcast.
There's not. No.
I'm glad we cleared the air.
No. Honestly, nothing that he does. It's none of his fault, but it's the way people react around him that I really dislike.
True.
And I don't really like the way he plays. So
yeah.
I guess there's a little bit about it. But I dislike SGA.
James Harden, maybe.
Yeah, James.
Although I've grown to like him.
I've grown to like him more because it's the reverse. You know.
No, Jokic. I mean, I would have Kevin Durant over Jokic. I loved Kevin Durant growing up, and I think pound for pound, which is not a lot of pounds on him.
True.
He's the best, maybe the best basketball player ever. Just you take away
pure hoops.
If you were like playing 1-on-1, drafting a team just to play one game, he might be the first pick.
True.
I mean, Shaq maybe. Kevin Durant being 7 foot and being able to hit that many threes with that jump.
But Jokic is just different. It's like the force.
Jokic is awesome. He's a top 5 player, like not accolades of the generation.
Agree.
Like of since 2000.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's going to be a crazy take, I think.
I think so too, but it's like, and it's more so the eye test.
He's like clear top 10.
Clear for sure.
Clear
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And again, he's still going, but it's just the
efficiency,
it's
he
crazy.
Can do everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's really like this team is not good.
Not good. He's willing them to
2-1 over the Thunder.
Yeah.
So
Jamal Murray is awesome.
He's great. Talk about
and Michael Porter Jr. is playing with like a severe shoulder injury.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's supposed to miss like 6 weeks, all taped up and shit. And he's like, playoffs, man.
Playoffs, man.
I love that.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
This is your take from, you've said it I think twice on this podcast, but Draymond Green is not actually good at basketball.
I did say that.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, I have said that.
You've said he's tricked like the world into thinking he's good at basketball.
I would say great.
Great.
He's tricked the world to thinking he's a great basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
You would agree.
Still with myself.
Still agree.
Yeah.
Still agree. Okay.
Agree. Yeah, man, he made like 4 threes the other night, and everyone was like, "Holy hell! How did this happen?" That should be Exhibit A.
Right.
So many basketball players can make 4 threes.
True.
He made 4 threes, and everyone was like, "What the hell's going on? What this isn't Draymond."
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like he had 12 points whenever the world ended.
But he does
Is that
things,
not the prime example?
Things you can't see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather see the things that are good.
Me.
Yeah.
Sue me.
No, I mean, is good at boxing out?
Yeah. Hitting people with his arms.
He's Angel Reese.
He is. He absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
He's a guy you need on a championship team.
Of course.
You need to have, and you have to respect what he did for the Warriors all those years.
Yeah.
And like he obviously is a good basketball player.
Yeah.
But like the level of like he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Like unanimous Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like he was Defensive Player of the Year favorite this year.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have been top 3.
Yeah.
I don't have the stats to back it up, but I know they're true.
I know they're true. You have a good point with the 4 threes thing.
Dude, it was unreal.
Okay, cool. That's all I have on basketball stuff. It's been a really fun playoffs. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention about the Celtics. I just want to say, I had like a moment today where I was like, it is insanely wild to me how good Peyton Pritchard is.
So good.
He's leading the team in points.
No one even talked about it, and he had 21.
23, I think.
23.
He led the team in points in a must-win second-round playoff game. And it wasn't like a fluke. It wasn't like, oh my God, the crazy Peyton Pritchard game. It was like, no, a normal Peyton Pritchard game.
He is still, pound for pound, I think, the best offensive rebounder in basketball.
100%.
It's between him, Derek White, and Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Totally.
So good. Totally. I just, like, when we drafted him, to now, like, just put, like, when his rookie year, we were like, oh, this kid's kind of fun.
He's like drafting the veteran quarterback that you're expecting to be the backup.
Yeah, Will Howard.
And then he like ends up being awesome.
He's leading the team in points in an insanely meaningful playoff game. Yeah. Like, it's really, really nuts. And, like really good. Great. Crazy. I just want to say that. I was like,
no, he's awesome. He's so awesome.
It's just like, and not like cult awesome. He's just like really good.
No, he's really good.
Yeah.
6 man of the year.
Yeah.
He's the guy that like, if you put in the work, you'll be good at something.
Yeah. Yes, you will. Like you just will.
He did not. I mean, talented guy, but like he was not born 6'7" with crazy athletic ability.
Yep.
He just fucking worked his ass off.
He's a machine.
And he just buries threes from 40 feet.
Yep.
It's awesome.
And rebounds. That's all I got.
Like his game is way more fun to watch than Jalen Brunson's.
Totally agree.
Jalen Brunson bangs threes at the like
clip
right times and it's sick. But Jalen Brunson draws like 10 fouls a game.
Totally. All right, want to take a quick break? I see a flashing light on the camera, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Patriots.
Patriots
had a big day.
We haven't talked since the draft.
Have not talked since the draft. And what a draft it was.
Who's your favorite pick of the draft?
Of any
Yeah.
of any person ever?
Mine's Shador.
Your Shador. Really, your favorite player?
I think he's going to be great.
He's going to be great.
It's a good quarterback room he's got.
Yeah, jeez. What are they doing?
He's surrounded by a lot of good pieces. In an easy division.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
How about that random receiver taking number 2?
What?
Some random like vet, 7-year, never really done anything receiver took number 2.
Oh, really?
The number, it was available.
Oh.
And he came in and was like, I'm going to take number 2.
I think I like number 2.
Yeah.
I like that.
He never won number 2 in his career.
I love that.
Yeah. Browns are insane.
Yeah.
I will start off by saying I loved the Patriots draft.
Me as well.
So
did a lot of people.
I'll start with our first one. I really, really enjoy Will Campbell.
Same.
I really enjoy him.
We've been begging for a left tackle for years.
And we have one with personality.
We finally drafted one.
And he is
you can't complain until it goes wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
if it goes wrong.
If it goes wrong.
Yeah.
He actually has aura for a left tackle. Said he's going to die for Drake May.
Yep.
He loves Bass Pro Shops.
Felger and Maz ranked it an F.
Of course they did.
So, yep. Loves Bass Pro Shops.
Of course they did.
From Skyler, Louisiana.
Probably makes sense.
Yeah.
That would be a good guess.
Yeah.
He talks like it. He said he'll die for Drake May, like we just said. He first pictures of him today came out in minicamp. He looks so cool.
So sick.
He looks sick.
Yeah.
He looks massive.
Dude, all the guys we drafted are sick.
So sick.
Travion Henderson.
Yes.
Is the next Jahmyr Gibbs.
Travion Henderson is so good.
So good.
He was not a guy who I was expecting us to draft.
I mean, he put up unreal numbers at Ohio State and was splitting carries.
And so I watched Daniel Jeremiah, who's up there with the best analyst guys, and then talking to Joel Klatt, who's just I don't know if he's the best analyst, but he's really popular.
Yeah, it's like us, Jeremiah Klatt.
Yeah, kind of that.
Yeah.
Most people would have that as their ranking. And they both were like, "What's your favorite thing about Travion Henderson?" And they both said his blocking.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
He's such a very guy. Give me that guy.
Yep.
So we got a
center who was the best center in the draft.
Sorry.
We got maybe a top 3 edge rusher in the draft.
Yeah, the LSU kid, Swinson.
Yeah.
Where did he come from?
Dude, LSU.
Love that.
Yeah.
And we got Campbell, who's so we got Campbell.
And we got Kyle Williams.
So we got the center. I'm just talking protection. We got the center, who's awesome. We got Campbell, who's best offensive lineman in the draft.
Yep.
And then we have the best blocking running back in the draft.
And the best center in the draft.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds great.
That sounds great. I think we
and
got
a wide
another tackle
receiver
from
to free him up.
So yeah, let's talk about this wide receiver.
Yeah, Kyle Williams.
Steve
Smith Sr. said he reminds him a lot of Steve Smith Sr.
Okay.
That's the best.
So what are the odds that he is terrible?
I'd say it's lower than the odds that he makes the Hall of Fame. The Patriots Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was a serious sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is
more likely he turns into a top 5 wide receiver in football than he is Jalen Polk.
Really?
Yeah, and I've never watched a game of him.
Okay. His highlights.
Why would I watch Wazoo?
Why
would I watch Wazoo?
You look at me right now and tell me why
half
I should
of
watch
the Pac-12.
Yeah.
That still exists, right?
Yeah. Pac-2. His highlights were awesome.
So sick.
Cooked Travis Hunter.
Cooked him. It's all I needed to see.
I don't know how I never really heard of this guy. I feel like I probably would have if I delved a bit.
He's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Should we call him Shano?
Yeah. He's the absolute. We have the absolute worst track record with wide receivers, though, and these type of wide receivers, mid-round wide receivers, you hadn't really heard of, but you see
it could be really bad. Especially since it was right after we.
Call has been forwarded
immediate
to
decline. He's probably at the Lincoln right now.
No, he's hammered.
Yeah,
he's in Connecticut.
Oh, he's in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Oh.
He said, "Hey, baby."
Hey, baby. Yeah, we're filming. I want to get your take on Kyle Williams. Tell him to answer the phone.
Right, who was the kid from Mizzou? Luther Burden was taken 3 picks before us.
Yeah. Who did he end up, Miami?
He said because we could have had Luther Burden.
Yeah. Bears.
Bears? Oh, he's buried in the depth chart.
He's wearing 87.
Hate that.
He's
going to suck.
There's time to change. Yeah, so Kyle Williams, I'm should be so excited.
He could by the end of the year be our wide receiver 1.
Yes. I've done this with so many people now.
Not enough.
Jalen Polk.
What's one more then?
N'Keal Harry. Any wide receiver we draft.
What's one more?
I'm
Javon Baker I made a shirt for and wore to a game.
So, I'm just worried about you.
He was curing handicappedness.
I'm worried about you. Because I've seen you go down this path before.
No, you haven't.
And I'm
not
concerned.
like this.
No.
This is a new path. I'm on the fucking highway, way above the path.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I would be surprised if any of these draft picks are even mediocre. They're all going to be amazing.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
They're going to be far above mediocre.
So good.
Yeah.
I agree to disagree.
Go ahead.
Drake May can
Agree.
win MVP this season.
Yeah, he can. Agree.
He absolutely can.
He can. I doubt he will.
I doubt he will,
There's
but I
just
wouldn't.
so many fucking guys.
I think the Joe Burrow case is probably going to be really strong if he does have to.
Joe Burrow, AFC is
like the Jaden Daniels case will be really
the thing
good.
that could help him is our schedule.
Please.
Agree, disagree. The Patriots can win 10 games.
Agree.
It's been the number. I think our line is 7.5.
They should win 10 games.
I'm going to give you the schedule.
Please.
You tell me win or loss. No.
Or that. Okay.
We're doing this again?
No. We'll do the real.
Tie.
No, we'll do the real.
These are our home games
Yeah.
because this real schedule's not out yet. When
Yeah.
the real schedule releases, we'll give our real
Thank you.
schedule prediction.
Thank you. And we'll do a schedule release.
7, 7, and 7.
Yeah.
Home, Buffalo.
Yeah. Win. Stephon Diggs, 2 touchdowns.
Home, Miami.
Win again. Drake made 2 rushing touchdowns.
The list of, I want you to also name the quarterback that the teams are playing against. So Miami, the Giants.
I don't know.
I don't
Russell
know.
Wilson maybe?
So win.
Is that at home?
At home. These are all at home.
Win.
The Carolina Panthers.
Win.
Win. Bryce Young, though. Respect him.
We barely win.
Yeah.
Barely win the game.
The Raiders.
Yeah, win.
Win.
Who are we playing
The
quarterback?
Browns.
Browns, that Shador plays that game, plays horribly.
The Falcons.
We're 8-0 at this point, I think.
The Jets.
Yeah, win again.
And the Steelers.
Well, are we
Still
10
no
no
quarterback?
Are we 10-0?
That was only 9. The
9-0.
Bengals.
We
On the road.
We lose that game.
Obvious loss.
Yeah, we lose that game.
But then sometimes, you win the games you're supposed to lose.
Yes.
The Bills on the road.
Yeah, we lose that one.
No, we win that one because that's the Bills.
True.
That's the last game of the year.
Oh, we won that game.
And the Bills are
have
benching
clinched.
everyone.
Yeah, we won.
The Dolphins on the road.
Or are we benching everyone?
We always win on the road against the Dolphins.
Yeah, loss for sure.
Loss.
Are we benching everyone in the last game of the season?
Last 2, probably.
Probably.
Don't draft any Patriots for fantasy because they'll all be
no.
benched by week 7.
Yeah.
We've clinched the top seed.
100%.
The Jets on the road.
Yeah, win.
The Bucks on the road.
Win.
Respect Baker.
Respect Baker.
They also got Emeka
Egbuka.
Egbuka, and he's wearing number 9.
Yeah.
It looks so gross.
It's weird too because I think he wore 17 all
Yeah.
the time in college. Yeah.
The Ravens on the road.
Tough loss. Win.
Okay. The Titans on the road.
Feels like a weird loss.
Really? Because Vrabel?
Win.
Yeah.
By 50.
And the Saints.
Win by 50.
Who, their quarterback retired.
Yeah. Today. Tyler Shuck.
But in reality,
Are we winning 14
if you're
games?
counting the Dolphins as having a quarterback, which they might not after week 1.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. I'm counting the Panthers for having a quarterback.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8 of our games, maybe 9. 9 of the, how many games are there? 17?
Yeah.
9 of the 17 games, the teams have quarterbacks. The rest,
That's
they
so
don't have a quarterback yet.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
So
So,
it has to
8 of
be
our
a-
games, the
at
teams currently don't have a starting quarterback.
That's so insane. That's so insane. I mean, has to be 8 wins. At least.
Right?
At least 8.
Right?
At least 8
That's
wins.
going to be a hammer.
I'm hammering that. I love that.
So optimistic.
I'm so optimistic. I'm excited. I think I'm really, really pumped, and I can't wait to keep talking about them throughout the entire summer. It's gonna be a lot of fun. They're doing they just released the first episode. I think I haven't watched it. They're doing a legit Hard Knocks style thing.
Really?
It's not
Through Hard Knock?
No, it's just the YouTube page.
You know what we forgot to even put on the list
What's that?
is the Belichick stuff. We should be all over that.
We should.
What's your take?
Yeah.
She's so fucking hot. I'm kidding.
Cool.
Kidding. That was a
Cool.
joke.
Sweet. Yeah. I just don't. It's so weird. It's so weird. The videos are
dude.
so weird.
Yeah. No, it's really weird. She's half the age of his kids.
Yeah. And they were like, "Hey, those pictures on the beach were really fun." And he was like, "What?"
What pictures?
He's like, "What?"
I have a feeling he could be
This could be elder abuse.
he could be in trance, or he has memory problems, and she's forcing him to do things.
I thought you said he was trans. I was like,
No,
that would
he's
be a wrinkle.
in a trance,
Yes.
or he's under a spell,
Yes.
or he is maybe dead and a puppet.
100%.
Yeah, he could be Joe Biden. You know when they replaced Joe Biden?
Yeah.
That could be the Bill Belichick thing.
It could totally be.
Yeah. Also, it was fun seeing the source off being banned, not banned.
Banned, not banned.
from the UNC campus.
Yeah, from the UC campus. Yeah. Very weird.
You know what stinks is I was excited to see him coach. The
So
Tigers.
excited.
Yeah.
And now
it's
this weird wrinkle thing.
Yeah. She's going to be calling plays or something.
Yeah, what is happening?
Yeah.
And she's our age.
20-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff. If we were on radio all the time, we would have a hella segment on this.
No, we would. Yeah.
Because she opened like 5 or 6 companies under like the Belichick name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, is this
she's
gonna
like
be
emailing people
documentary?
as like the dude, they made Diddy. I think they're on like the 7th Diddy documentary.
Really? Already?
And it's been like a year.
Churning them out.
They're making one right now about her. Although no cameras. We're not asking that question. Remember? I don't know.
Like, what do you think that was? Do you think she was like, Bill, I'll handle all the media stuff, and he's like, I'll marry you right now?
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
And he's like, please do it.
I mean, why would he ever do that interview with the on the
CBS?
Yeah, but it was like the Sunday morning show. That's the oldest person show of all time.
Ever. By the way. My dad watches it religiously.
All the time.
Religiously.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, why would he do that interview?
I know.
That's so not Bill Belichick.
And like, I don't know. It's very concerning that like he did not know those pictures were posted.
On his account.
On his account.
He doesn't know what Instagram is, dude.
No, he doesn't. And he doesn't know that like other people saw those photos.
Yeah, he has no idea. That's true. That should be illegal. I think it is illegal.
I think it might be.
It could be illegal.
Yeah, this whole thing feels illegal.
Is it illegal?
But I think that's consent.
That's all I looked up. Is it illegal?
It's fully consent.
Yeah, my computer's not working.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah, weird. Weird. Also, especially because it's like, that was our guy.
It feels so good to be past that. We got rid of him and moved off.
So
but it's
good.
sad to see.
It is.
A guy, he's like a family member.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, have you seen Granddad's new girlfriend?
No, yeah.
Weird.
She
said he's not coming to Thanksgiving this year for some reason.
Yeah.
They bought a bunch, spent a lot of money too.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard he got a new job though.
Yeah. He always hated that stuff.
Yeah.
And now he loves it.
Huh.
Yeah, he bought a new car.
Really?
Spent a lot of money, but he has to pay for like the kids,
right,
college and everything.
Right. What about her? Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
At least the Patriots are good.
At least the Patriots.
Yeah.
at least though.
Supposed to be good.
We just bought a new house.
We just bought a new fucking house. I don't really care about Granddad.
Yeah, it's sweet. So,
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's all I got.
Me too. I'm excited. It's a good time to be. I've said this before. Boston sports are in a relatively good spot.
For sure.
Yeah.
Red Sox, baby.
You
lot
going
crazy.
on. There's a lot of stories to cover.
A lot of stories to cover.
Rafael Devers.
That's the big story.
First base.
Yeah. So did we jumble his translation, or did he actually?
That was I don't know if we jumbled the translation, or I think the tone. Do you lose the tone and things? If he was like, everyone, it made it come off like, no, I'm not playing first base. I think he might have been like, I'm not a first baseman.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's tough to translate things.
It's so
take
tough.
it so seriously. I also need to like know the inside of Cora versus Breslow, who's asking him to do what, because he loves Cora. I think he'll do whatever Cora says.
Yeah.
And Breslow, he's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, oh, you make $300 million, like you should play wherever.
Yeah.
Remember when we were like, hey, you can't play third base, even though in your contract it was probably like, we'll let you play third base.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to DH, and he was statistically the worst batter in the history of baseball for the first couple games. And everyone was clowning him.
Yeah.
Because he changed a new position.
That
was probably hard on him.
Probably.
And now we're begging him to do something else.
Yeah.
He's probably like, hey, remember when you guys all hated me a month ago?
Yeah.
For doing something for the team?
Yeah.
Why would I do it again?
Imagine you were like...
What if I suck at this? You guys are just going to be mad again?
Yeah. Everyone was like, dude, go in the ocean. And then you're like, I don't want to go. And they're like, do it. And you're like, fine. You go in and you get attacked by a shark. And then you get out. Everyone's like, go in the ocean again. Do it.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't really want to.
Why would I do that?
Like,
you keep telling me to do stuff, and I get made fun of.
That's such a good point. Like, why? Probably doesn't really.
He's probably like, what the hell?
I just figured out this thing.
Yeah. By the way, you have to pitch next week.
Yeah. Like.
Oh, I'm not a pitcher. So
I'm not a pitcher.
Yeah. I get the thing where it's like you gave him all the money, he should do whatever.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they were like, you're playing third base. You're a third baseman.
Yeah.
And then Cora was like, hey, can you play DH like it's for the team? He was like, fine.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that.
And it was
don't ask anything else of me.
Yeah.
Month later. Hey, could you play a whole different position? Can you play first base?
Which again is
and
not
people
like,
acting like it's first base. That'd be like, hey, could you catch?
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. Like yes, that like David Ortiz played first, like whatever, but like that's a whole spring training you take to play first base. It's not something you do in May.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. Good luck.
I have a question for you that neither of us are gonna be able to factually answer based off statistics.
Great.
But who had a better Red Sox career, Tristan Casas or Bobby Dahlbeck up to this point?
Bobby Dahlbeck.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
It is.
Right?
Bobby Dahlbeck had more moments.
There was more important for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
The hits he had, the little Terry went on.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And Cass is your guy.
Weirdly, I'm in a weird spot with him.
Yeah.
I'm in a weird spot with him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a bummer.
It stinks.
Stinks.
Can't stay on the field.
Stinks.
Yeah, lost in translation. I don't know. I feel bad for Raffy.
Me too. Bregman's awesome, though.
Bregman is the second best player in the American League.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's so awesome.
He's so good.
Which, I mean, we can talk about Aaron Judge for a second. Like, maybe the greatest offensive season of all time.
Really?
Like, we're going to be watching if he can bat 400 by the end of the year.
Really?
He's batting like 450 right now.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's gross.
That's
crazy.
Gross. That is gross. That's just actually gross.
But that's...
Gross. Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Red Sox are 21-20.
Yeah.
We smoked the Royals today. We allegedly haven't played any teams over 500. True.
That is cool.
Our next 3 series are against the Tigers, the Braves, and the Mets. Ooh. So we will prove ourselves.
Yeah.
We're just a 500 ball club.
Yeah.
It's so aggravating.
Yeah.
But in reality, 500 ball club in the current American League gets you a wild card spot.
Perfect.
So
Perfect with me.
I don't know. It's like we have every single requirement to be a great team, but it's like a golf swing where not everything lines up at the same time.
Yeah.
And we just have a bad swing. Like we have on paper great pitching, great pitching, really good pitching. The reliever situation isn't great, but like Chapman's been good. Hendricks is coming back. The bullpen's all right. We have the bats. We have great field, but all of it like it just won't line up.
Right.
It's like the game we put up 10 runs, we win. Next game we score 6 runs, and then the bullpen chokes, or like starting pitcher. Yeah, Tanner Houck lets up 7 runs.
Yeah.
After we're up 6-0.
Right. It's like a
just it won't click, and it's maybe because there's a lot of new pieces, people playing different positions.
I hope so.
And hopefully it's a long season, so hopefully we got time and it lines up at the right time.
Yeah.
Because that's baseball, but right now it's like something's off.
Add one new piece at the deadline or something.
Yeah, and it's like people are getting hurt. Devers has to hop around. It's like,
Just
but
chaos.
I think settle in a little bit. The weather's been bad, which isn't an argument against the Red Sox because the other team's playing in the same weather.
True.
And it's going to be cold in October.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just love the Red Sox. I love baseball.
Me too.
I've gone to 3 games already. Yeah.
So awesome.
And we got a new Cedane Rafaela.
Yes.
And I wanted to say Cedane Rafaela has to stay in center field. He made a catch the other day that was at the game. That was so unreal. And he's just like second in the MLB for defensive run saves for center fielders.
Crazy.
Like you could say Roman Anthony's a way better bat, but like you put him in center field versus Cedane, and I think there's a big difference. And that's like huge, important position.
Hugely important position. Yeah.
Also, Carlos Narvaez is amazing and the captain of the team. He's like...
I don't know who that is.
Carlos Narvaez, our catcher.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
But Connor Wong's back.
Well, he broke his pinky, so he's out for a while. Carlos Narvaez was catching.
Yeah.
And he's been, like, so sick. He's, I think first in the league for defensive run saves for catchers.
Sick.
Yeah. He's really fun.
Go Carlos.
Yeah. I think he was a Yankee. We poached him. Yeah.
Get poached.
He's awesome.
Nice.
Fun squad.
Fun squad for sure.
Fun
Way
squad.
more fun than last year.
Yeah. Competitive squad.
Yeah, definitely. Bruins?
Bruins got the number 7 pick.
Yeah. You ever read anything into that?
The only thing I did was look at a mock draft, and we were supposed to draft some dude whose name was all not vowels.
Yeah. Swedish probably.
And I was like, I don't want that guy, so I chose James Higgins, who's projected to go like 5 picks in front of us.
Yeah.
Because he went to Boston College.
Yeah, he's not going to last till 7. We had like hugely... We could have got the first pick.
But what percent?
It was really low. The second pick, though, because of who got the first pick, which was the Islanders, which was the highest anyone has ever jumped in lottery history. Islanders got the first pick. We had like a huge percent chance for the second pick. Utah.
Mammoth.
Didn't at the time have a name.
Mammoth.
Yeah. And actually, did the Utah get second? Whoever got second. I think
they got third.
Yeah, third maybe.
Because they were supposed to draft for this kid.
Yeah, and they jumped 10 spots, by the way, to get that pick. So, the Bruins got 7.
Which is the lowest we could get, I think.
Yeah. It is very much a 6-man draft. Which is hilarious. Yeah, literally 6.
That's the NFL draft this year.
Yeah, they're like,
this was a 3-man draft.
Yeah, they're like, you're going to miss out on all this centermen. Like there's 3 centers and then like 3 other other positions that are like really, really good.
Yeah.
And like the Bruins apparently which makes sense, would have a 1,000,000,000% drafted one of the centers, and not going to happen. So
all right.
That just like sums up the Bruins so perfectly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now. So perfect.
It's just everything's going wrong.
Everything's going wrong. I also love how like their whole conjecture is like, all right, Like, now we're going to focus on the draft. It's like, you've had draft
This was
picks.
like the Celtics, Rick Pitino, to try and get Tim Duncan. They're like, we'll get Tim Duncan and we'll be fine.
Yeah. It's like, you've had draft picks this whole time. You had the 13th overall pick. You, like, lucked into having the 13th. That's a huge, 13th. That's in hockey. Like, hockey has a bajillion runs. 13th overall pick in, like, the 2017.
Yeah.
Like, the peak of everybody's primes. You picked Jakob Zabordel.
He could. I'm not out yet.
Still in Providence, I think.
Really?
I think so. I don't even know where he is. I think he's still in Providence. Yeah. So, yeah, that just sums it up. So, not looking forward to it. Still not excited about the Bruins at all. And I just saw my childhood hero, Brad Marchand, score a game-winning goal in the playoffs for a team that wasn't the Boston Bruins. So, that's weird.
Yeah. It was awesome, though.
It was awesome.
Rats on the ice.
Yeah, it's the best.
At least he's beating the Maple Leafs.
Yes. Him and Ovechkin have oddly identical playoff careers.
Yeah.
Production-wise.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Very close.
Yeah.
If the Panthers do go on to win the series, the Bruins will get an extra first-round pick.
That's nice.
Which is something to note.
That's super something to know. Yeah. We'll mess it up, but it's something to know.
I also, if we're on USA Watch,
the
Pope and the thing,
please.
There's 3 Canadian teams left in the NHL playoffs. The Jets,
who are nasty. That series
couldn't name a single person. Let me see how many people I can name.
It's just the goalie is unreal. It's Hellebuck.
Wouldn't even get a letter. The Dallas Stars.
Yeah, nasty.
Do they have
nasty? Rantanen.
Jamie Benn still?
Oh my God, he is.
All right, Tyler Seguin.
He is still on the team.
All right,
that's awesome.
Then we're Stars fans.
Jamie's still on the team. Yeah, Sagan's still on the team.
Jamie Benn's on the team?
Yeah, Jamie Benn's still on the team.
Yeah, I named the current. All right.
Still the captain. For some reason, I thought he retired like 2 years ago.
The Vegas Knights.
Yeah.
Have.
I actually don't know.
Nope, not a single person.
The Stars have this dude who's on like an all-time heater right now. Rantanen.
Yeah, the kid that
Rantanen,
got
97,
tossed
96.
around, traded like twice.
Yeah,
and had
Carolina.
back-to-back hat tricks or something.
Yeah, he's nasty. And then they have this other kid who's like 22, who's cracked.
That's
Dallas.
awesome.
And then Winnipeg was the private.
I'm a Dallas fan.
Yeah, Winnipeg, and so they're really good, but they're playing Winnipeg, who had the most points in the league. So
Upset.
it's like
that never works. That never works though.
I know.
Did they win the trophy?
Yeah,
Presidents. All right, then they're doomed.
They have the whiteout. It's so sick.
That is sick.
It's
I
so
love
cool.
that.
That series is just like amazing. And then
I think Canadian hockey is sneaky, like the closest thing to European soccer. Yeah,
I think so too. That and college football.
Yeah.
It could be the Oilers here finally.
The Oilers. So McDavid and Nathan McKinnon's on the Avalanche.
Correct.
McDavid and. Give me the first letter.
The last name is D.
Last name is D.
Yeah.
Oh, Draisaitl?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yep.
The Leafs have Austin Matthews.
Correct.
The Panthers have Kachuk and our boy.
Yep.
Brad. Caps have TJ Oshie still.
Good question. They have another big player on that team.
Yeah, Ovi.
Yeah.
I was trying to go.
Is TJ Oshie still on the team?
And the dude that fights everyone.
Yeah, that fucking guy.
And the Carolina Hurricane, I couldn't even put a guess out there.
Sebastian Aho.
Yeah, no chance.
Beast.
Yeah, so that's all I got. You want? I have an exercise for you.
Please.
I want you to try and guess who's atop each league in the MLB.
Each division. Each division? Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, the American League East.
Yankees.
Yep. The American League Central. This I thought it would be funny because I don't think you could name. I don't think you know the divisions.
Only team I know in the American League Central is the last team.
Yeah. Think of it like the MLB is actually split up like.
Actually, geographically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so try and think of American League teams that are in the central part of the United States.
I'm trying to think of like teams we. Oh, Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. American League West.
The Mariners.
Mariners.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Look at me.
All right. National League East.
National League East.
Competitive division.
Philly.
Philly's in second. The Mets.
That's close though.
Yep.
Right.
The Mets are weirdly like, dude. It happens every year in baseball. It happened to the Red Sox last year, where they were like, the pitching is going to be terrible. They have the best combined ERA in baseball.
Yeah, it's so weird.
They're like, how did the Mets not get a pitcher? They have the best pitching staff in baseball right now.
So weird.
And the Dodgers have the worst.
Really?
Well, everyone got hurt.
Right.
Remember going into the year.
Yeah.
All right, National League Central.
I don't think this is right, but the Cardinals?
The Cardinals are in second. And they're on a heater. They won like 6 in a row.
Okay.
The Cubs.
Cubs, really?
Cubbies.
I didn't know that.
Kyle Tucker.
Who's that? 17. This is number.
I think so. He was like really good on the Astros.
Ah, yes.
It would be interesting. Dude, the Astros totally split up. It'd be interesting to see the Cubs, like, that World Series team where they're at now.
Yeah, Chris Bryant.
Because Anthony Rizzo's not even on a team.
Chris Bryant.
And he's younger than Aaron Judge.
Yeah. That's
Chris Bryant's on the Rockies, just had, like, back construction surgery.
Yeah.
Like, rebuilt his entire back.
So weird.
Yeah, weird squad.
Weird.
I think Aroldis Chapman was on there.
Yeah, the pitcher. The starting pitcher there with the beard. He nowhere. Really good, though.
Beard.
He was like their ace.
Okay.
Him and
I
Lester.
should know him.
Yeah.
Okay, National League West.
Is it the Dodgers? Or is it?
You would think.
Is it the Giants?
The Padres.
Padres.
Giants are on a heater. Giants are nasty. Giants. And the Diamondbacks. That division's crazy.
That division is crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
And then dude, National League West, Padres are 25-13, Dodgers are 26-14, Giants 24-16.
How the Rockies doing?
Diamondbacks are 21-19. The Rockies are 6-33.
6-33.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine being a Colorado Rockies fan.
They have less wins than the White Sox did at this point last year.
That's like I can't even imagine them making a World Series, and they did in 2007 when we beat them, and then the White Sox the year before that.
And they had some good squads, like
all.
Trevor Story,
Troy Tulowitzki.
Yeah, Troy Tulo. Yeah.
Crazy. 6 stadium. I did okay.
You did really good, better than I thought you would.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, but hockey, playoff hockey's
awesome.
Playoff hockey's one of those things where I'm watching from the outside, looking in,
every
and
time.
I'm like, dude, this is sick, and I'm glad people are enjoying it.
Yeah,
because I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah,
but like I'll catch it at the bar a little bit.
Yeah,
like, dude, this place
hockey's been on an uptick ratings wise, which is nice.
Nice.
For the last
so as the
2
NBA,
years.
I think, in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Especially there's a couple games. I am struggling with hockey right now just because I'm like the Bruins are just really
Yeah, it's like when you're not in it.
It sucks. But like again, the Stars in the Jets series, like if you're like, I'm thinking about getting into hockey, watch that series.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, wow.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all. Let's check the score of the.
And even like the Leaf series because that's just has a bunch of craziness.
The playoff hockey is all around better than playoff basketball.
Agree.
Yeah. And I don't watch a single second of it.
Yeah. That sums it up right there.
Timberwolves won.
Wow.
102-97.
Wow.
All right. What else we got?
Do we want to take a quick break and maybe call this episode?